The film centers on Pan-soo, a successful elite gangster and heir to the Hanho Group. Despite his lavish lifestyle, Pan-soo is in a loveless marriage with Seo-yeon, a woman whose influential father, Mr. Han, is the president of the Hanho Group. Seo-yeon is demanding and spoiled, frequently complaining about her father refusing to buy her a gallery. Pan-soo, ignoring her demands, focuses on business, where he is informed about a carpenter, Jong-ki, who refuses to vacate his shop needed for a project. Pan-soo instructs his right-hand man, Mr. Bang, to forcibly remove Jong-ki. Mr. Bang threatens Jong-ki with violence until the carpenter reluctantly signs over his shop. The rivalry between Pan-soo and his business competitor, Mr. Yang, is established when they argue at a restaurant. It is evident that Yang is actively seeking an opportunity to murder Pan-soo and seize control of his business. The situation is becoming increasingly tense between the two rivals. The next day, Pan-soo visits an old favorite ramen shop. There, he encounters a shy high school student named Dong-hyun, who forgot his wallet. The shop owner, out of generosity, tells Dong-hyun that Pan-soo will cover the cost of his 4 bowls of ramen. She promises Pan-soo a special gift in return for his kindness. A short while later, Dong-hyun is attempting to retrieve a shoe from a pole on the edge of a 2-story building. He loses his balance and falls directly onto Pan-soo, who happens to be standing below. The collision causes both men to lose consciousness. Pan-soo later wakes up in a hospital bed, where a nurse refers to him as a student. Confused, he walks outside the room and sees his own body lying in a coma on another bed. The carpenter Jong-ki, who Pan-soo recently threatened, rushes over and embraces him, calling him his son, Dong-hyun. Pan-soo realizes he has swapped bodies with the high school student after looking in a mirror. Because Pan-soo acts aggressively and refuses to recognize Jong-ki as his father, the doctor diagnoses him with retrograde amnesia. He tries to find the ramen shop owner, remembering her promise of a gift, but the shop is closed and she is gone. Meanwhile, Mr. Yang learns Pan-soo is in a coma and begins planning to use the opportunity to kill him. That night, Pan-soo, still in Dong-hyun's body, attempts to return to his luxurious home. Seo-yeon mistakes him for an intruder, and despite Pan-soo's frantic attempts to explain the swap, she calls security and has him thrown out. He is taken to the police station for trespassing, where Jong-ki is distressed by his son's erratic behavior. Pan-soo is released due to his underage status. Desperate to return to his true body, Pan-soo jumps onto his comatose form in the hospital. Mr. Bang enters the room and stops him, refusing to believe Pan-soo's claims of a body swap and kicking him out. Pan-soo has no choice but to return to Dong-hyun's small home with Jong-ki. Pan-soo realizes that although his mind is Pan-soo's, his current body retains Dong-hyun's large appetite and physique. Jong-ki tells Pan-soo he suspects Dong-hyun was bullied, leading to the accident. The next day, Pan-soo visits the school principal, who falsely claims that no bullying occurs there. Pan-soo knows the principal is lying and enters the classroom, where students immediately mock him. He realizes Dong-hyun was a frequent target. During lunch, Pan-soo witnesses a girl named Hyun-jung being harassed by popular students. They mix her food with a cold drink and then dump the entire plate on her. Pan-soo intervenes, confronting the bully leader, Tae-wook, before teachers arrive and break up the encounter. However, the situation is about to escalate after school. After classes, the bullies confront Pan-soo and try to intimidate him. Using his trained fighting skills, Pan-soo easily slaps them and walks away. Later, he helps another victim in the washroom and confiscates Tae-wook's phone. The terrified bullies allow Pan-soo to take the device. Reviewing the phone, Pan-soo finds a video recorded on the day of the accident. It confirms that Tae-wook and his group were responsible, having bullied Dong-hyun into getting on the edge of the roof, causing the fall and the subsequent body swap. Pan-soo uses this video to blackmail the bully leader, successfully demanding that he stop troubling anyone else. Meanwhile, Seo-yeon begins dating other men while Pan-soo is comatose. Mr. Yang uses this information to blackmail her, successfully getting her to join his conspiracy to ruin Pan-soo. That night, Pan-soo goes to the hospital and proves his identity to Mr. Bang by recalling specific details only he would know. Mr. Bang is now an ally, providing Pan-soo with intelligence on the gang's activities. The following day, Pan-soo bumps into Hyun-jung and follows her home to return her dropped toy. There, he meets her mother, Mi-soon, who is his former first love whom he abandoned to marry into wealth. He accidentally calls Mi-soon by her first name, shocking her. Pan-soo, realizing the connection, takes a hair sample from Hyun-jung to run a DNA test. The results confirm that Hyun-jung is his daughter. He visits Mi-soon again, and she explains she raised Hyun-jung alone because the father was a terrible person. Pan-soo feels profound guilt over the suffering his past actions caused his loved ones. Seo-yeon proceeds with the plot, presenting her father, Mr. Han, with fabricated reports alleging that Pan-soo misused company funds. Mr. Han believes her and considers removing Pan-soo from the company hierarchy. Pan-soo begins training at a gym to lose weight and get closer to Hyun-jung, who is taking self-defense classes there. Mr. Bang assists by pretending to be an instructor, convincing Hyun-jung to stay. Pan-soo quickly loses body fat, regaining a fit physique, while Hyun-jung learns to defend herself from her bullies. She successfully fights off her bullies at school, gaining confidence. That evening, Pan-soo visits Mi-soon's restaurant again. Mi-soon angrily mentions her former lover, wishing she had killed him, causing Pan-soo to choke on water. When a customer inappropriately touches Mi-soon, an enraged Pan-soo fights the man. Mi-soon stops him and demands to know why the student is acting like her old lover. Pan-soo reveals the truth about the body swap, and Mi-soon, after testing his knowledge of their past, is shocked when he answers correctly. Despite the truth, she demands he leave her and Hyun-jung's lives. A flashback shows Pan-soo rudely ending their relationship years ago to marry his boss's daughter. Later, Hyun-jung is invited to a popular boys' party, unaware of his malicious intentions. Pan-soo attempts to win Mi-soon back at a restaurant, where he kisses her. Mi-soon pushes him away, slaps him, and demands he leave, shocked by the sight of a teenager kissing her. However, Pan-soo soon receives critical news. Pan-soo receives a call informing him that the bullies plan to harm Hyun-jung at the party. He rushes there and finds a boy pouring alcohol on his daughter. Angered, Pan-soo fights all the surrounding boys, impressing the female onlookers. Hyun-jung gains courage and kicks the bully into the pool before leaving with Pan-soo. The next day, Mr. Bang confirms the conspiracy against Pan-soo. Pan-soo writes a letter exposing the scandal and instructs Mr. Bang to deliver it to Mr. Han. Later, Hyun-jung asks Pan-soo out on a date, unaware he is her father, but he horrifiedly rejects her. Mi-soon also finds out about Hyun-jung's feelings for the student and forbids her from seeing him. That night, Mr. Yang breaks into the hospital to kill Pan-soo. Just as he is about to strike, Dong-hyun's consciousness wakes up in Pan-soo's body. Startled, Yang flees. Dong-hyun, now in a strange adult body, runs to Jong-ki's house. Jong-ki is about to call the police until Pan-soo arrives and explains the situation to him. Pan-soo enlists Dong-hyun's help to reconcile with Mi-soon. They go to the restaurant, pretending the body swap has been reversed. Dong-hyun, acting as Pan-soo, apologizes to Mi-soon for his past actions. Mr. Yang and his men arrive to kill Dong-hyun, having tracked him from the hospital. Dong-hyun cries and begs for his life, confusing the thugs who expected the gangster Pan-soo. Pan-soo hides Dong-hyun and Mi-soon and fights the men, but they are prepared. Mi-soon interrupts the fight by opening a gas cylinder, threatening to blow up the restaurant, forcing Yang and his men to escape. Mi-soon realizes they were still lying about the switch, but she speaks to Dong-hyun, as Pan-soo, about the pain he caused. Meanwhile, Mr. Han learns his daughter Seo-yeon lied about Pan-soo and committed infidelity. He disowns her, revokes her inheritance, and demands Pan-soo meet him. Pan-soo sends Dong-hyun to the meeting in his place, providing him with a microchip earpiece for instruction. The chip fails when Mr. Han asks about Pan-soo's second family. Forced to act alone, Dong-hyun says that the hospital experience taught him family is most important. He announces he is removing himself from the Hanho group to prioritize his family. Mr. Han respects this decision and releases him. Pan-soo embraces Dong-hyun, thanking him. However, an enraged Seo-yeon hits them with her car. Pan-soo is severely injured and taken to the hospital, where he and Dong-hyun both lose consciousness. In the operating room, Pan-soo sees the surgeon as the ramen shop owner who caused the swap. She asks if he liked the gift and reverses the body switch. 6 months later, Dong-hyun is back in his own body, respected by his classmates for driving out the bullies, and dating Hyun-jung. Pan-soo buys Mi-soon a new restaurant. Pan-soo, Jong-ki, and Mr. Bang now work together at Mi-soon's successful new restaurant.